All right, guys, let me jump right into it. This looks like Big Blue again, or Big Blue type crane helping remove the existing crane, and the collapse happened. If you guys look up Big Blue, you'll see that it was lifting a big section of the roofing and of the structure, and it collapsed. But again, wind gust. So it appears we're back to wind gust again. Also, maybe bit off a little more than they can chew as we look at the images. Let's do this. Let me start this.
Video 5 minutes earlier.
It was moving like it was swaying in the wind. Just had a funny feeling.
The guy said swaying in the wind. So it appears that they're showing this thing swaying a bit. I'm just sharing, I'm not sure if that's what they're trying to get across or not. I looked at quite a few of the photographs, and I don't quite see the pins that hold this together in place. I don't see them sheared off either, which is the strangest thing. Right here where the pins would be, they're on the ground. They're not even sheared off, so how did they come out? Someone must have manually taken them out, I'm guessing right here. Let's back it up just a touch. Missed it. So right there are no pins sheared off here. So what are the odds that this thing falls over and 4 pins fall out up top here, and then 4 pins fall out down the bottom at the same time? Maybe there was just a matter of them negligently pulling. I'm not saying they're negligent, but wrongly at this time, taking out all the pins based on the being Seattle with the wind and your elevation they're at and your exposure. Anyway, you can read the articles on it, but Big Blue is where you want to go to if you want to start getting an idea of looking at Big Blue collapse, and you'll get an idea of what probably transpired here. They're just over chewing, over biting what they can take, and wow. So you see it break at the. Let me see if I can get you an image on that. Even a video, you see it break. Let's see, there was a nice image somewhere. Someone had one. It's back at the base, way down low. I'm not worried about stuff like this. Yeah, that just, it hit and it fractured off. No big deal there. That's where the 2 of them meet, incidentally, right here. So if if you're looking for a smoking gun here, you're wasting your time. This is where the 2 of them meet, and it just, that's part of the impact that you have that break. What's more telling, though, are the lack of pins inside the locations. That's the turntable. Yeah, it's just a junk video. You guys can watch that junk. All right. Right here again. What's more telling, I don't know what that is there, but it's more telling that there are no pins inside here. I'm sheared off, so that it shows that they removed those pins. And they were taking off a section that was way too great for the conditions. You can look up Big Blue and you'll see that they do this. It's ridiculous. There we go. We got the collapse, but it was way over here where it broke from the decking, where it shows it coming free from the decking. Right here. Oh, that's actually the collapse of it, right? That's another view of it, I think. So that one's doesn't give us the data. We want the before shot, the 5-minute before shot that guy had. That's some good data there. Here's 114. See if I can mute that.
No! Video from a car's dash cam captures the moment a crane collapses, striking a building.
It looks like it just broke free, like it hinged and broke free from there. Maybe they didn't take all the pins out. Maybe they were attempting to pull it out and 2 pins were left behind and the cable snip broke and it just pivoted off to the side. That's a heck of a pivot there. It's like it never lifted it off. It just, you don't see it dropping down. like it was lifting in the air, and then a brake cable broke, then it dropped down, and then went to that direction. It's like it's just a straight pivot. Let's take a look at this again. You know, maybe it wasn't even connected yet. Let's
The
see.
moment a crane collapses, striking a building and breaking apart before landing on 6 cars on the street below.
See, it doesn't look, his video doesn't look like it's falling down. It just looks like a straight pivot. Let's do that again.
And a crane collapses, striking a building and breaking apart.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look like, it looks like a straight pivot. So the, you know, it like it pivot down. Maybe they were trying to put it back in place. Maybe they did have it in the air, and maybe they tried to put it back in place for a moment because the winds were too great. And now we're looking at 2 pins made it in and 2 didn't. You know, that pivot is 2 ends. It's weird because they drop in, so it would be it would still be an issue with pivoting. They interlock with in the members below. So this is just an odd duck. So you can see where I'm saying it would have an issue with just getting 2 in only. Again, maybe they were lowering it down. It's just weird. So you can see that the brakes already happened. It's hitting here. This is already out of alignment, and it's still in the air. It's still in the air, and you see the bend in it already. This is just so weird. This is so odd, this whole thing. But you can see the brake here. Before impact. Before impact. So that's your telling moment, telling you something's going on right there. That you know, this acceleration. This is just an odd thing here. Maybe they thought this was free and they were lifting this section out, and next thing you know they got the whole section instead of just this. You know, maybe, yeah. This was an odd one. Let's go ahead and let it finish off. Okay, and of course you get your break now. But so that's kind of moot point a little bit. Trying to fast forward it. Bear with me. Bear with me. And there's the personal stories they put to it, right? Okay. Again, no pins are left behind. So let's go back one more time. So it looks like it's pivoting at that point. Here's your pivot point. Again, before the impact, we're getting this bend up. All right, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Look up Big Blue. Like I said, Big Blue is your win guy. This is somebody's narrative. I guess it really doesn't matter because they're not going to share. The crane company's not going to jump forward. But here's this observer said recorded gust of more than 23 miles an hour. Then there's it'll be gust on site. So they'll win that one if we're going to argue about gust, unless the wind readings show right at the job site they were pushing it. But again, there's no pins in here. There's no shearing off here. So these pins were, they appear to have been removed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 on the other side. Apparently, well, these 4 up top here. And you see they go different directions, 2 in this way, 2 in that way. You're not going to, accidentally get this thing to work that way. All right, so who's here? Hey, Doss. How you doing, man? How you doing? So that's Big Blue, Doss. Big Blue is I don't know if that's Big Blue on the site, but it appears so because the images they show of, you got to look up Big Blue if you want to see it, but Seattle, brain collapse, popping into images. They show, where you hiding at? They show a rendering of what looks like Big Blue right here. And they've got the pivot about roughly what I was saying. Right here, they could show that deflection going on in the air. And that would start telling you whether they bit off more than they could chew. Obviously, this crane would not have been this configuration. The person did the rendering obviously doesn't understand it's got to be above it, not alongside of it. So this would be way up here, lifting up and down. Heavy lift crane. If that was Big Blue, but it's confusing because when I search the images, it looks like another gantry crane there. So it's confusing. No pins. No pins. And no shearing. This is what is the oddest thing. So it fell down, and the pins stayed. They're missing. The pins aren't there. I could see where this fell, and that little piece of metal around it would break free. You'd also think it was here, but for some reason it's not connected. Nowhere connected. There's no connection from one piece to the next. It's just all nicely separated pieces. So that's besides here, which I would love to see. And there's where the two of them butt together I spoke of a moment ago. But here, those are the sections. But they probably wanted to bite off more they can chew and get it all over with. That's nothing. That's where they butt together. That's the impact, like I said. Again, that's where they butt together. Right here. No pins. Now, obviously, these two PC sections are still connected. No pins. So you see the two bolts there for this one, and then it drops down and it gets pinned. And you'll see that. It's the same shot. You'll see it right there. Two pins on this side, bolts on that side. Pins on this side, bolts on that side. They're already removing everything. So this is the section they were lifting up. That's where the operator climbs up into his turntable. So right there, your pins are here, and there's your two permanent. There, two permanent, and your pins. Back here, I think is that same one, right? There's that same car. So the turntable's back there. Anyway, the crane operator, everyone's going to be able to tell what happened there. I think this is going to be an easy one for them to resolve. This is the one that's confusing me here. There's two cranes. I don't know if they're pulling down one or is this even connected. Is this even, connected to it, or is this just people loading up images? But that's basically what it looks like. All right, where are you here? I'm gonna take off on you. That's it, Doss. I just thought I'd share that. Hopefully you can hear me. I didn't even think about sound check. That's it. Yep, sound check. So I'll say to you, have a good night. Good night. That's it. I'm gonna put a video up too on some bad taste of NTSB, what they did. I'll load